Alright, I made $226,000 growth operating with just one client. Yeah, I don't know why I threw that. But today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys this whole entire business model, giving you guys my honest opinions on it, and I'm literally going to show you the exact funnels, the exact steps that I used to make that $226,000. But before I even get into any of that, I want to give you guys a little story on how I got into, growth operating, got into this space to show you guys that I'm no different from anyone watching this video. All I was doing different was just being more consistent and just sticking with the business model long enough that it actually started to make sense. Alright, I'm going to take this back right after I graduated high school, and this is going to be a key important information throughout this whole video for my story, is when I destroyed and broke my ankle. Literally bent in fucking half. I would show the picture, but I think I would get just banned off YouTube, so not gonna do that. But during this time, it's right after I graduated high school, and I know I didn't want to go to college, so I decided to take a gap year, figure out what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to, go to college, get a 9-to-5, right? And obviously, there's nothing wrong with, working a 9-to-5, but it was just not for me. I had bigger goals, I had bigger plans, and I wanted to build something from the ground up. And during those times, right, I couldn't, obviously I destroyed my ankle. I was in bed rest. I couldn't work. So I was getting no money coming in, and I was just left against the wall. So I only had a certain amount of money to kind of get through these things, right? And during this time, I was searching up a bunch of different online businesses that you could do, and I was trying trading, I was trying drop shipping, I was trying clothing brand, I was trying SaaS, I was trying SMMA, and obviously all those business models work. It was just not the right vehicle for me. It was just not the business model that was just working for me, that clicked for me right away. And obviously things aren't going to click right away. It just didn't feel like the right thing I wanted to do. And during those times, I was paying for a bunch of mentorships, a bunch of courses, just trying to get information, trying to learn all these different business models. And then that really, really clicked in my head that, online education businesses, right, you can make some serious money out of it. And I didn't know too much about, growth operating or anything like that until it really started to pop on my For You page right when I was literally thinking about it. And that's the craziest thing. So during this time, growth operating was popping up everywhere. I was doing my due diligence, doing more research, trying to figure out how to get into it. And I was still lost because this business model was, I wouldn't say new, but getting semi popularized. It was getting more information out there, and I wanted to do it, but there was just not too much information. So I was trying it by myself, trying to do it, and I was just pitching Discords, cool communities, and that shit obviously did not work. But I found a mentor that was going to help me, and I paid for his mentorship. But during this time, I only had $1,000 because obviously, like I said, I wasn't working. I couldn't move, and I was like, I need to do it. And I just said, fuck it, let's do it. So I paid for this guy's mentorship to learn about growth operating. I paid a total of $3,000, but I did a monthly plan like $1,000. And that first month, I spent $1,000 on it, and I was left with $4 in my fucking bank account. And looking back on it, it's probably one of the dumbest decisions I ever made in my life. But looking at it now, it's literally the best decisions I've ever made. It changed my whole perspective on online business. It put my back against the wall, so I literally had nothing to lose. So I was so fucking all for it. I don't think any time in my life that I ever worked that hard for something. So obviously during that time I was still learning about growth operating, and then I got my first step into the door by becoming an appointment setter, then working my way up to closer, and working my way up finally to growth operator. It was not all easy being, a growth operator, not knowing too much. I lost tons of big clients just from me not knowing anything and just me kind of just chasing money. Like my main goal, the only thing in my head was money. And obviously that's, not a bad thing. It's not the best thing, but I should have been chasing at perfecting my skill and, mastering it. And then all that money stuff comes with it once you be able to master the skill. And like I said, I lost all my clients during this time. I lost big clients, and I went back from going from the most money I've ever made in my entire life from growth operating to back to literally $0, zero fucking dollars. I was dead broke. And it really just put me back to that mindset I had from the beginning, where I had nothing to lose now. So I went back in, right, with a different mindset. I had to change my whole entire complete mindset to get to where I am now. And that's something that you can do for literally any business or anything or any goal you kind of want to get to. But I had to switch my mindset from not money, but to my mindset to mastering the skill, learning better, getting better each day. And once I got better each day, you know, understanding systems, understanding what, you know, the nurturing processes that are needed, then I was able to get my client on my own just from, you know, outreaching every day. And then once I, you know, got the client, I acted fast, I moved quick, and I got to where I am today. And that's a little story. I didn't really want to go too crazy into it. I wanted to make it super fast and quick, because the main reason of this video is to talk about, you know, growth operating, explain the business model to you, exactly how I've done it, and my full, you know, honest opinions on it. So with that kind of my story getting out the way, what is growth operating, right? Well, growth operating is finding a content creator online or influencer, right, and helping them monetize their audience with, you know, communities or their online education. So for example, you can help them run their course, you know, set up a webinar, set up a mastermind, set up one-on-one mentorship, get people in there. And you're basically the middleman in between, helping them with the sales process, managing all the back end stuff, and getting people to pay, you know, high ticket prices into their, you know, mentorship so they can actually teach them, right? That's what I do, and that's what the business model is. But with that out of the kind of way, I'm gonna bring back the whiteboard. All right, I got the trusty whiteboard here, and I literally kind of showed the basic funnel that I use. I use something called the free training funnel. You probably see this a shitload of times, right? They have a landing page, free training funnel, right? And basically they have, before you can even watch the video, you have to click it, and then a pop-up comes up and it says opt in. To be able to get the video, you gotta type your name, email, and phone number. That's just for cold opt-ins, and that's a good way to get cold leads that aren't interested yet into applying for, you know, one-on-one or whatever you're selling, right? They're not interested yet, but they do have you on their mind. They are interested, right? But they're not fully, you know, warmed up to actually buy from you. So the funnel looks like this, right? The YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. All the social media platforms that you're posting is drawing attention, and it draws attention to the landing page. It all goes to one place. And then you got the VSL, like I said, the video that everyone wants to see. They have to click the cold opt-in. They have to type their information to be able to see this video before even, you know, getting anything. And that's one way you can get leads. And then you have the apply now, which is warmer leads. And then you have your sales process. I'm going to show you how my sales process looks. I'm literally just giving you guys all the free sauce. All right, now that you guys have the funnel that I kind of use, like the free training funnel, I'm going to show you what the sales process looks like, right? Obviously, you guys know that every you know, single viewer in traffic is directed to the landing page. You know, they get the video, they apply, whatever, right? Now let me tell you what the sales process looks like, because you know what the funnel looks like. The funnel is super simple. But where things really come to play and where you actually start making money is it comes down from the sales process and how nurtured they are, right? We want to get every lead to a warm lead, right? Even if they're a cold lead, we want to turn them into a warm lead. So this is how the sales process works, right? Let's say I'm going to go from the warm lead. Warm leads are simple, right? They are warmed up, right? They already know the creator, influencer, and they want to buy from him. They watch the video. They're even more warmed up now. They apply now. They have the money, right? And then we do the setting process. They qualify them, re-qualify them that they actually have money. We send them more nurturing videos, and then we book them for a call literally the next day, and then we close them. Simple. But now let's say for not qualified people or cold opt-ins, right? So there's a bunch of different ways you can go about this, right? For even having a mid ticket, right? A low ticket or free asset and just wait until they have the money, whatever it is, whatever kind of route you want to go. There's a bunch of different ways you could do it. But let's say for the sake of the video, we'll have a cold opt-in and we have just free assets, no mid ticket, no nothing. We are specifically selling a high ticket. So we got the cold opt-in. We try to call them ASAP for either the warm leads and the cold opt-in leads. We try to call them ASAP. I would say anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. That's when you want to be calling them, or even right away if you can. Right after they apply. We qualify them, right? Obviously, like I said, if they're qualified, they go to the qualified, they book, they get the setting process, the nurturing process, and they get closed. But if they're not qualified, right, and even if they're warm or cold opt-in lead, right, we're going to give them a free asset or a no-brainer offer, right, just to warm them up and just to get them satisfied. Like, let's say they are already a warm lead, right, and they just don't have the money to join the program. We're going to give them a free asset that no one on it, this creator has posted nothing of this content, right? This is all specifically for people in his one-on-one. So that's where the no-brainer offer comes in, right? It could be like $1 ebook. It could be literally anything, right? But for the sake of the video, we're saying free asset. So we're giving away free assets, and they go from, the not qualified. We get them a free asset, and during that free asset, it's just nurturing process. We're just nurturing them the whole time, making them feel comfortable, build so much more trust with the creator that when it does come time where they actually have the money to spend to join the mentorship, they're just easily wanting to join the program. So that's where the free asset comes in. And obviously, we have the cold opt-in where they type their email. Now they are also in an email list, so we have direct contact with them. We are nurturing them through that. We're giving them updates. We're giving them free sauce. And then during the week, we have a hard CTA where it's like book now. And they can join the one-on-one from there because they're already nurtured. So basically, this whole sales process is how good your sales team is. To have a really good, online education, a good info product, you really basically only need these two things: a good dialed in sales team and a very good nurturing process. So they are really warm leads. They build so much trust with you, and they are more likely to buy from you. So that is kind of what the sales process looks like, right? If they're not qualified, no brainer offer, a free asset. And we'll give them like in a month a complimentary call. So we'll put them in like the follow-up section, and then we'll call again. They're way more warmed up now, and then we'll do the whole the complimentary call is just a whole setting call, and then we'll book them for a closing call, and then bam, we close them. And if we don't close them, it's only really all down to a few things. If they physically actually don't have money at all. That's all it comes down to. And that's really the whole funnel sales process that I used to make that $226,000. Now it's kind of, my honest opinions on this business model. Like, if a beginner can actually start, right? Let's say not growth operating, but the whole entire info product space. Can anyone just do it, right? In my honest opinion, from what I've seen, yes, anyone can. Obviously, you need to know some information, but literally anyone can start this business model, right? Even like I said, I started as an appointment setter. Anyone can do that. All you have to do for appointment setting is just be able to know how to speak, be a little confident in yourself, and just read a fucking script and make sure, oh yeah, they have money. Like, literally, that's how simple it is. And I made thousands of dollars just from setting. And then closing, you can make money from that. And growth operating, you can 100% make money, bro. I see people literally every day getting into growth operating nowadays. Either be a big client or a small client, it really doesn't matter, because you can make money with a smaller client that is really super niche down, and they'll probably make more than a bigger client that is just targeting a broad audience. They don't really know what he's selling. So this is honestly my full honest opinion. If anyone could start growth operating, and I 100% do think that literally anyone can start it. And honestly, this business model is a very, very low barrier to entry to get into. Like I said, when I started this business model, I only had $4 in my bank account. Obviously, I'm not saying go start this business model with zero fucking dollars, because obviously you're not going to get the best results. Obviously, have at least, I would say, $1,000 to $2,000 to be really, really comfortable in this business model, so you could, gain as much leverage at the beginning with a creator. Have tools that help you out. If I had at least $1,000, $2,000, I think I would 100% be way more ahead than where I am right now. So that is it for the video. If you guys like videos like this, I'm starting to post more. I'm coming out of YouTube retirement to actually start posting YouTube videos. That is it for the video. Go follow me on Instagram.